Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to provide the tools for you to manifest anything that you desire, because you're manifesting all the time. But we want to manifest the things that are pleasant, not struggle, not pain, not struggling for abundance, struggling in relationships. We can end all of that. How? Learn your lessons and move on. But I want to talk about signs today. What about them? I want to talk about how to interpret signs. Now, I was inspired by two friends of mine out in California who had a specific sign show up, but didn't know how to interpret that and wanted to know what I thought about it. Well, the first question most people ask is this something evil? Whenever something happens that we don't understand, we're fearful most of the time. Those of us who've been told we should be fearful of things that we don't see or understand, we go into fear mode. And then when we go into fear, the first reaction is usually, this is something threatening to me, or can harm me, or it's negative, a negative entity, evil, something evil, right? That's what we've been told for centuries. All right, enough of that. You create your reality at every moment. So if you're creating your reality right now, and there is a sign that happens, what do you think that sign means? Now, I might say, well, ooh, that's very lucky, right? And there are cultures that, if a bird poops on your head, it's a positive sign, and others who think it's unlucky. All right? I prefer to say, bird poops on my head, abundance is on its way. And this is how it works. Now, are there negative energies out there? Of course there are. There's everything out there, but nothing has power over you. Now, I just want to talk about, we're not going to go into this realm, but I just want to mention that everything's energy. You can go into a space where maybe if somebody lived there and there was an attachment or something traumatic happened there, that energy might remain there. And so there might be energies that may be frustrated or angry or whatever, and they have not cleared out yet or moved on. And some of it isn't intelligent energy. It's sort of like a movie that replays over and over again. Intelligent energy would interact with you, and let's say there's somebody who got in a house, loves the house, died, didn't want to give up the house, and so they're haunting the house and trying to scare the crap out of you because they don't want anybody in their house. That's just an attachment. And once again, that is real. So you might experience those things and think that's negative, but those people, those energies have no real power over you. Now, if something goes really dark, of course, just remove yourself. You're not here to change anything. So I'm going to put that in a completely different category. So let's talk about actual signs, which I have been getting. If you've watched me on Instagram or Facebook, if you go to Landria Onkka Coaching on Facebook or Landria Onkka on Instagram, you can see my spiritual sharing. I do some quick videos, and I have been showing and stopped showing it because it got so crazy, and still is. 111 showing up everywhere. 1111. 111, and then today I had 222 and 222 in all my, because I work on a computer, and so all these numbers are showing up to the point where it's just absolutely crazy. And when I was talking to somebody the other day about it, I looked up and it was 1111. And this is going on constantly. These are signs. Don't disregard them because they'll keep showing up. You can use them. It's very positive. How do we do that? What's the message in them? Something is resonating with what you're doing, where you are in your life, or what you're about to do. So that means there must be something going on in your life that's either the universe is giving your own feedback, it's you doing it, that you are going through change, or that you're on the right track, that your messages are being heard. And sometimes these messages, these signs might seem bad. I remember, I had 3 lights blow right in a row. I had 2 computers go down This is when we had a lot of electrical issues last August of 2018. Wow, that was major stuff going on. Electromagnetic fields are changing too, so frequencies going up. So we're energy, we're electricity, and everything else has the electromagnetic field flows through everything. Everything's energy. It's all alive. It's all intelligent. So when the frequencies change, it can affect lights, computers, anything mechanical. It can affect anything. You can see things might move. I've been actually seen things recently walking around. Doesn't freak me out in the least bit because I don't get a negative feeling at all. I just know that things are happening that we're going to be seeing now that you couldn't see before. Why? They're in the room all the time with us. There's dimensions happening all the time here that aren't even aware of us. The veils are coming down, so you might actually see some of these things. Why? It's electrical, holograms are everywhere, so maybe there's that split second when you get a glimpse of something because things are changing, the dimensions are changing, the frequencies are changing. All right, NASA has shown that the song of the planet has changed. It's higher. There's a higher frequency going on. It sounds different. NASA actually hears this signal coming off, electromagnetic signal from the planet. I'm not a scientist, but I can tell you something. I do see this. I do love science. So when I see this, I know this is real stuff. These signs, I want you to always put yourself, if you choose, to put yourself in a positive mindset. 3-second manifesting. Do you want to switch over to something positive or negative? You can take a sign and tell yourself it's negative or positive. You can get the death card in the tarot and tell yourself it's negative, somebody's going to die. Or you can know that that actually means change. And that's usually a positive thing. Something massive is going to happen. Yeah, it could possibly be death, but I wouldn't worry about that. Everybody's going to die. Big whoop. All right, so I see signs and I'm thinking something big is happening. And when you're on a higher frequency, guess what? That big thing that's happening is going to be positive. That means something is happening or you're getting signs. Now, we do have angels and guardians. So if you ask for signs, they will give them. So I'm constantly asking for signs. All right, so I've been told things over and over and over again. So don't discount the stuff that comes in your head that's consistent when you ask a question, you ask for guidance. So I've been asking guidance and I've been getting the same answer over and over again. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's it. I'm just gonna have to do this certain thing if I want to achieve a certain goal. So you can ask for answers and just wait and listen. Nobody's gonna go, rah, rah. Oh, they might, but just sit there and you might get a vision or an answer in your head. There are always things going on around working with us, but nothing will ever infringe on your free will. You have nothing to ever fear. There's no rotten dark enemies. And by the way, I have had the dark energies hold me down before. When you open yourself up, especially if you're going through change, it's an open doorway sometimes for these guys to walk in and just screw around with you. But as soon as they know they have no effect on you, they take off. Why? You're no fun to play with. This is a big old playground. And so frequencies will try to interfere with other frequencies or play around with them. And it's like, okay, we're not on the same frequency. This person is not in fear. So when you fear it, darker energies will have a gateway because you are resonating on the same frequency, right? So that's the only way. It's not that you're a bad person, but fear is a lower frequency, so they will be attracted to that because they fuel off of that. All right? Don't let that get to you. This stuff is just one big old playground. No one can ever harm you, and I mean no one can ever harm you. No matter what scenario plays out here, you can never be destroyed. You always were, you always will be, and it's all good. Do your best. See these signs as positive, and know that something is saying, we hear you, something's happening, I'm here, I'm with you, even if it's like a broken glass or something like that, or some weird thing. I've had some bizarre stuff happening that's just unexplainable, and I'm just like, cool. Yeah, I got some peeps around me, all right? I love it. I think it's great. I love to play with this stuff. It's like, come on, show me more. This is fun. And so things will show up, let's say a certain commercial, and they'll say something, or you'll see a sign, you know, I have money that shows up all the time. I have stuff showing up all the time. So play with it, invite it in, but if you're in fear mode, then, you know, ask yourself, why are you afraid? Is it because you've been told that the unseen and the unknown is negative? You know, you get to choose if you believe that or not, and I know that I create my own reality. So I choose angelic signs. I choose positive signs. I choose, you know, the butterfly that comes up to me and, you know, hangs out with me, or all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on. These signs, you can look them up. Sometimes that'll vary. I look at the numbers. You know, every other website has a different explanation for it. And some of them are fun. I do know the 1111 are angelic signs. They're positive signs of ascension. All right? All the other ones have other cool meanings, and don't freak out over 666 either. Again, you can believe the tarot card of the death card, and 666 is something evil. It's whatever you attach to it that creates a positive or negative reality. It's what you're doing and believing and thinking that creates the reality. And if you walk around with rose-colored glasses on and somebody else thinks that's weird, how would you like to live your life? Would you rather live a life seeing the world beautiful or negative? Why is that a good thing? Seeing, oh, it's horrible. Great, think that. If I want to see the world as a beautiful place, I'm creating a beautiful place, and I'm also contributing to that higher reality, that fifth dimension, because that nasty stuff doesn't exist in the higher dimensions. So if you're focusing on it, you can't be in a higher dimension. Focus on that which is highest, best, positive, and if you get a sign that appears to be negative, don't think of it as negative. Sometimes we get warnings and chances to change things, and they're all opportunities for us to evolve. So something appears to be negative, then know that this is your opportunity to raise your frequency and to do something about it, because maybe you need to look at yourself and say, okay, you know, I have to stop coming from the ego, or I have to, you know, forgive somebody, or how am I behaving in this situation? Maybe that's a sign that I need to make some changes, and this is positive for me. All right? Not to worry. This is a beautiful place. We can make this heaven on earth. Will you join me with that? Start taking the action. You have to know. You have to believe. You have to believe. You can shift into any reality you choose. And it may take some time for some of you, because you still have some learning to do and some changes to go, raising that frequency and knowing that everything is possible. You can manifest anything. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That's from the Master Key System, a great book, very old, great book that starts you from start to scratch, how to change your thinking. You can also take my e-course called Breakthrough Fear, because we eliminate those negative thoughts and we start to open up so that you can manifest anything. And that's on landriaonkka.com. Go down in the description. You can sign up for Inspiration Sign Up. 5 ways, 5 steps to manifest anything. Give it a try. You're amazing. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.